Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're looking at Sha Tin on Sunday and some Group Mile and a Half racing to look at now as the lead up to the Champions in Cheetah is the 9th. It is the running of the Group 3, the Queen Mother Memorial. 2,400 metres, international Group 3 rating it is. We've got Russian Emperor, who's coming back from successful racing in the Middle East. Senor Toba too has also come back from Qatar and the UAE. Panfield, he has won over this distance before. It was the 2021 Champions in Cheetah. Running Glory, first time at the distance. Columbus County is placed 2 from 5 over 2,400 metres. Butterfield won this race a couple of years ago. Straight Aaron has his first look beyond 2,000 metres. Sword Point with the cheek pieces off. 5G Patch, a 2-time winner over 2,000 metres. And Natural Storm, a 3-time winner over 2,200. Never tried this trip and never raced above Class 3 Natural Storm. He's thrown right in the deep end here, but he does love a distance race. Now, the speed map here, Tom, with a rare 2,400 metre race, giving them over 400 metres run to the first turn.
Yeah, always a bit tricky to try and sort of sum these races up because we have so few of them here in Hong Kong. Sword Point can roll forward. They tried that with him last time out and he was beaten by Straight Aaron. Butterfield, of course, he contested this race last year and there were only 5 other runners in it on what was a rain-affected track. Torby and Diamond on a quick turnaround. Senor Toba, what do they do with Beauty Verse, Paul? Because he's really lost his way.
Yeah, that was the million-dollar question. Because when he won on debut, he led, didn't he? They pushed him to the lead, but he's been going back normally. He's got a wide draw, so I think he'll probably go back.
That is the speed map for our group race. But one man with a very strong hand in the race is trainer Casper Founds.
Let's chat about your trio of runners. Let's start with Senor Toba. Obviously, he himself was the winner of this race 12 months ago. What's your overall assessment of his Middle Eastern adventure? I guess, ideally, you would have hoped for a bit better.
Oh, yeah, a lot better, actually. But, you know, he was plagued with some internal issues over there, and hopefully that's behind us now. His form prior to leaving Hong Kong was very good, winning the 1800. He looked strong through the line, and now he's back here at Sha Tin, and, you know, obviously he's carrying 134. But we'll be hoping for him to bounce back and show us what his true form is.
These are his type of races, aren't they, Casper?
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at targets for a horse like Senor Toba, I guess this month encompasses what you aim for with a horse like him.
100% right, yeah. That's what we'll be looking at these next 2 races, and hopefully he's there to pick up some nice prize money for us.
I thought probably one of your most interesting runners in the race, now you've got the 3 of them, but perhaps one of the more interesting is Columbus County. Now, I know he's a bit of a favourite amongst the stable. He's never actually won this distance, but some of his placed efforts, notably in a champion in Cheetah and a Hong Kong Vase, have been very good if you get up to his form.
100% right. Look, he's the dark horse coming in off 120. He's got a nice galloping weight. He's got a fresh pair of legs. He could give a little bit of cheek in this race, you know, and like I said, he looks a treat. There's quite a bit of depth in this race. It's a race that's obviously got a lot of competition in it, so we'll be certainly respecting our competitors, and we're hopeful with a 3-pronged attack that we can get a winning result with one of them.
I guess the winning result may well come from your lightly racehorse that you've now inherited in the shape of Straight Aaron, obviously. Let's go back to his derby. I know, you know, I've read on record that if you go back and have the race again, you think he might have got that bit closer.
I know he would have. I mean, we've proven that a few weeks later, coming out and spanking the horse that obviously should have won the Derby, in Sword Point, whatever it's called. He looked like he was unlucky as well, but you know, he had the opportunity of doing that. We didn't. We were just stuck on the inside, and it's not the place to be on this horse. He's pretty electric when he gets a bit of room, and obviously we'll be hoping that we've stepped him up in distance this time. 2,400. It's a little bit of a risk factor, but the horse has come out of his race as well. He presents well, and I normally wouldn't run a horse out of the ratings and also put overweight on one unless I think his true rating isn't there yet, and I believe he's a horse that's going to be well into the triple figures going forward. So we've thrown him in here, you know, and then we're hopeful that if he runs the distance out, he'll certainly make his presence felt.
And there is an extended chat with Casper Founds this week on Hong Kong Direct. Also, a review of FWD Champions Day. You can find it on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video, and this week's Hong Kong Direct is there waiting for you. Waiting for us, though, Tom, is the replay of Straight Aaron's last start win. He's also got Sword Point, Butterfield and Beautyverse coming out of this race as well. As we see Straight Aaron there in those orange colours, very dominant. Also Sword Point, he keeps on in second place. Butterfield, He'll run a strong 2,400 metres, and we touched on Beautyverse during the speed map.
Yeah, Butterfield ran second in this race last year and was a prior winner of the year before. And so look, he comes into this in a good enough form at the moment. He's got a lightish weight on his back here, but straight Aaron put them away stylishly here, Paul. If he brings that sort of form, even though he is 4 pounds out of the handicap, he's going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah, I agree. And if you look through his pedigree, he's out of a Tavistock mare, and he's got Zabeel on the dam side as well. So there's plenty of staying right through that. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with him staying.
He did run third at Randwick over 2,000 metres prior to arriving. Paul, there is his report card since he's been here.
Yeah, and he's looked really good. Those last couple of starts, he had unlucky run in the Derby as well. So and you can see what's come out of the Derby. These horses have all run well since.
They have Voyage Bubble, even though he had a bit of a scruffy run in transit there in the Champions Mile. He ran fourth. Tuka was third. Beauty Eternal won the other day. Straight Aaron's won. Sword Points runs second. La City Blanche came out and won at Happy Valley the other week. So that 4-year-old series and the Derby form really starting to stack up quite well.
We're going overseas now, Tom, and Russian Emperor. This was his win a couple of starts ago in the Al Rayyan, Qatar, and there he is on the outside. We've also got Senor Toba, who was disappointing during his Middle East adventure. The other thing in the favour for Russian Emperor this week is the weather report.
Yeah, if it does rain like they are saying it's going to, with some downpours and thunderstorms, that could bring him in. But he's got 135 pounds to carry. He won well over in this race here at Qatar in the HH Amir Trophy. But then, look, I know he's run into Equinox, but he was a little bit plain Jane, I thought, in a couple of those runs, Paul, and Senor Toba was very ordinary, I thought.
Yeah, it was. And look, it was a nice enough win here. Look, there is rain forecast. He goes in on a very minor line because he has to give away to his progressive horses.
Yeah, 135 pounds on the back of a Russian Emperor. And we've got the little horse here, Paul Running Glory. There he is. He will carry a weight of 122 pounds, and Butterfield lines up in this replay as well.
Yeah, look, Butterfield, he's a horse that does like this race. He's obviously won it in the past. He was riding the cusp for me, and Running Glory likewise. He's stepping up in distance. Always looks like he's going to get it.
Yeah, he's chased home, of course, California Spangler there at Group 2 level, so that, I think, would probably bring him into a calculation here. Yes, he has to see out 2,400 metres, but the way he finds the line all the time, I don't think there would be too many reasons to sort of suggest that he just wouldn't find the 2,400.
Good report for the little horse there, Running Glory. So Group 3 racing, 1.5 miles, Paul. Who do you like?
Yeah, I like Straight Aaron in this race. I think the horse comes in really good light racing weight. It looks really well set up. I think he can stay. I'm sure he can stay. So he's on top from Panfield. It's his type of race. Sword Point and Russian Emperor. 8, 3, 9 and 1.
8 on top for me as well. That is Straight Aaron up to the 2,400 metres should be ideal. I think 5G Patch can run a race in this at odds. Running Glory and Sword Point. So 8, 10, 5 and 9.